Welcome back to the channel, you guys. This is Jay from Team DMA. We're going to be discussing the basic profile. Again, the basic profile of the AC 130 for 2024. This is based on a ratio of win rate. So in the current TCG, as you know, that's what I usually play primarily. I've been keeping a record of like the win rate, and with the new decks and how powerful and broken they are, the original AC 130 from 2023 all the way down to like 2020, which is basically the same. It's all the same deck, just minor adjustments on the extra deck, and that's all. But for the 2024, I had to make adjustments because the win ratio started going under 80%. As you already know on my channel, anything under 80% is considered a bad deck. And if you know, I go off of like the California state test. You know, if you don't get more than 80%, you don't pass because they have high standards. A lot of people like their deck, even though it's like a 10% win rate. Like they win 10, they play 10 duels and they don't win any, or they'll win one and they're okay with that. That's fine. There's people that like the 50-50, the majority of people who are on Master Duel. And then there's other people who are like considered top tier. Those top tier players, they want to top their locals, they want to top the regionals, top their nationals, but sometimes you can't. But a good enough deck is like an 80% win rate, and it goes against everything, even bad matchups and everything. There's no excuses. And the deck that seems to do it for me, the AC 130, is this variant that I created. So I'm gonna be showing it to you. So like I said in the beginning of the video, it's the basic, the basic form. That's how you start, and then from there you can improve the profile. If you're starting Dark Mission 2024, you're gonna want to follow this list. People that have followed my instructions or have followed my guidelines or my ideas have seen big results since 2020. Anyone who plays Dark Magician, people who go away from what I say, they lose more and they actually leave the Dark Magician deck. So when it comes to the power of Dark Magician deck, there is no existing channel on YouTube, even though there's millions. And it's not to toot my own horn, it's just the facts. There's no existing channel that can beat all the profiles. There's not one that is excluded. It can beat them all. I've shown you on my channel, so I know what I'm talking about. And I'm having to deal with these decks that are broken and they feel like tier 0. So in the future, in the following videos, I will be discussing how to beat the what's it called, the Fire King, since I already beat it. And then I'm gonna show you cards that will help you beat it also, because the deck is so powerful that I don't beat it consistently. Like I'll win 2 out of 3, and then next time I'll lose like 2 out of 2, and then when I do another match, I'll do it again. I'll do 2 out of 3. Like I don't consistently beat it. I can consistently beat every other deck, but not the Fire Kings, because they're unhinged. They have everything at 3, and basically they have a lot of broken cards. So I'm gonna show you the basic format. Keep that in mind, and then you can expand it from there, or you can even try this format. Go to your locals. You should be able to top or at least make it to second place. I've had about 5 people that have tried my formats and they haven't won first place, but they have at least gotten second place. So I firmly believe that if the player learns how to pilot it better, you can top. Okay, so I have been, believe it or not, I have been associated with other people who have topped at their locals with Dark Magician. So I'm currently talking and working together with Yummy Mike. So go visit his channel. I'll leave a link below. I believe he's gonna top his locals. If he does top his locals, and we'll work together, I'm gonna give him for free as a reward. A mystery pack for free. I'm gonna send it to his channel because my channel is sponsoring him, because he's playing, as long as he's playing Dark Magician, my channel will sponsor him. So that's some good news. Anybody else who wants to be sponsored, if you're in Team DMA, let me know. We'll invite Yami Mike to the Discord if he wants to come over, but we will be sponsoring his channel with free products. So we're gonna move on with the video. Let's take a look at the profiles. We're gonna see 2 versions and then we'll move from there. Okay, so the first profile is the hyper budget version. So if you have somewhere around, let's say maybe like $50 or less, people are gonna say like, well, that's too little. Well, then you can do you can do a $5 deck, right? But you're never gonna win. So this is all discussion on winning duels. This is what my channel is about, winning duels. I don't care about anything else. You guys know. So okay, so this deck can be created anywhere. I'm selling the monsters, the spells, and the traps separate without the extra deck or with the extra deck for $1 per card. So the deck can be completed with somewhere around $45. But the only expensive cards in the whole build here would be the Magician Souls, which you can get common for about $10 to $12. I did order 2 places. I'll be having them in pretty soon. So people who wanted to pick some up, you can let me know. I already have 1 place reserved for different people. And we're gonna move on with the video. If you have any questions or concerns regarding that, let me know because they're gonna fly quickly off the shelves. Okay, so first of all of these cards I'm gonna go over quickly, like extremely fast, and I'm gonna move on to the other profile, the more expensive version. So this one is the basic, but it's the hyper budget. So the Bestial, those 2 cards are Baldrakes, and then the Magician Souls, it's only 1 common, and then you're playing 3 Illusion of Chaos, since they're only about $4 or $5. And that's it for the deck. Like, you're like, oh, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Everything else is self-explanatory. You can get all of these cards in common for $1 to $2 per card. Any card that might be a little too expensive, like $3 or $4, like the Super Poly, that's kind of people's fault because they didn't buy them when I told you when they were $1. And then the Soul Servant, you can reduce it to 1. You can get the commons from the structure deck that come around, I think, $2 to $3. And everything else, you should be fine. So here on the let me explain it really quick. The way the mechanics of the deck works, it's the duels that you see me beat all the decks. This is the deck. This is a profile. If you see me play on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro 2, this is the profile. This is the exact 100% same profile. So it can lock the board, unlock it. It can be any profile, any tier, anything, even tier 0. As long as you know how to play correctly, it can beat it. So the key factors of this deck, when you can't access your extra deck, it doesn't matter. The deck is more broken than the extra deck. The deck itself can do about 8 negations and interruptions, and then you can add on top the extra deck, and they give you an extra 4 or 5, so you can max out somewhere around 12 to 13 negations and interruptions in 1 turn. And the deck can in and out of everything, has a lot of draw power, and then the key part here in this deck is it does have a lot of defense. So the Bestial act as a form of defense, and so do all the floodgates. And when you have the skill drain with the crackdown, you're basically cracked. The deck's broken because there's no effects in any problematic monster that you would have an issue with. You just use crackdown on it, and you get to keep it. Obviously, you can't attack with it, but you want to play quick play cards or like traps that are like quick play, which is you can utilize them during your opponent's turn. You don't want to use the ones that are only on your turn because you're not gonna be prepared for when you're on standby. So the double crackdown is needed. You can replace them with the Eye of the Eye of Illusion, but I don't recommend it because it says you take it and then it goes back to your opponent. But it does have extra effects on the spell card. But also says if you attack, you can change the attack to a different monster on their side, and that's it. So I prefer the crackdown. They're cheaper. They're $1 to $1.50 per card. But if you want to try a Dark Mission off the bat, like let's say you go to a dealer, you want a Ferrari, like off the bat fast, like you just hop on it and drive it. This is the same thing. If you don't want to deal with any issues, just this deck is it. You don't even need the extra deck. And the deck handles its own. It's extremely super powerful. And then the extra deck, you can see that the extra deck, most of the cards are just a few cents or $1. I do have somewhere around 8 or 9 of these extra deck monsters on my website. They're $1 per card, so you can't beat that. No one in the world is going to give you that. And we're going to be moving on to the more expensive version. So here's the more expensive version. This is the high-end version of the AC-130 2024. This one's been winning a lot of duels in the Edo Pro. This is the one that you see me smoke all the decks in Edo Pro. Even this profile is the one that can beat the what's his name? The Fire Kings, and it can beat every other deck that exists. A lot of the decks, it just treats them like trash, especially the decks that Dark Magician players are scared of. This deck clowns on them hardcore. So the deck is essentially the same, but the extra deck is where the boost comes in, the boost power boost, because now we have the Star Slayer, and then we're also playing the SP Little Knight. And in this build, I was playing Chaos Angel, but I pulled it out because I was never almost going into it. I never really needed it because I'm already doing way too much with the deck. But this is the profile that is the most broken right now that I have. And it's the one with the most win rates. When I'm not playing like against like what is it? Rescue Ace, like the tier 1 style, and the Fire Kings tier 1 style, the deck goes undefeated. That's how broken this deck is. It's super powerful. Now, when I go second, what I do, and this isn't new, I've told people a lot of times, what I do is take out the majority of all the traps. So you pull out the 2 Crackdown, and you pull out 2, what is it called? Skill Drain. You pull out 2 Skill Drain, and then, so that's 4. There's 2 more that I pull out. Let me see here. Okay, I pull out the right hand, the Magician's right hand, and the restage, the Magician's restage. So those are, and I think the Preparation of Rites as well. So you end up pulling about 7 cards out. So what you do is you play the 2-2-2 ratio. I've been talking about it for years. So it's 2 Dark Ruler. You play 2 Lightning Vortex, 2 evenly matched. And then you play, let's see, the 2 Lightning Vortex. Oh, and 2 Nibiru. It's 2 Nibiru, 2 Lightning Vortex, I'm sorry, Lightning Storm, 2 Dark Ruler no more. You can add anything on it on top of that you feel is good for breaking boards. They're all as board breakers. There's nothing else. And sometimes I even include 2 of the poly or 2 triple tactics in it because you have room for 7 cards. Because you're moving the Crackdown, 2 Skill Drain, the right hand, the restage, and 1 preparation. So you have room for about 7 board breakers. And that's what I do. And it's a high win rate, like very, very high. It's like a 90% win rate, even against tier 0, tier 1. So this is the going first profile. And then I told you the going second. Guarantee you're going to start going on an undefeated streak, 100%. It's just very, very broken, very, very strong. And yep, that's it for the profile. Hopefully you like it. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know. And here to help out the Dark Magician community. What can this deck do? It can do anything. It can out anything, in and out of anything. It can turn things off, turn them off. It's broken. Dark Magician is very, very powerful in this deck. Like the Dark Magician himself is very, very powerful. And the deck has a lot of back row protection to negate the opponent from destroying it. So like I said, if you have any questions or concerns, let me know. This is the 2024 version. If you want to win your locals, guarantee you, if you know how to pilot this, it will win your locals 100%. 100%. There's people who built similar profiles to this one because I told them, and they get second place, like I said. And I strongly believe that if they could pilot it correctly, they can win first 100%. But this Dark Magician can beat your locals 100% sure. You just gotta know how to play it. This deck goes around Draw, it goes around Ash, Infinite Impermanence. All of those cards don't do nothing. Nibiru, Super Poly, Dark Ruler no more, Lightning Vortex, all those cards are useless. This is the profile. So if you have any questions or concerns, let me know. And with that having been said, you guys, God bless, take care, and Dark Magic Attack.